So notice when he messes up on a run, he tries to compensate back for it. Take it step by step. That's how clear it should have been. But then the next line, he compensates for it for going, he does like eyes to make up for when he messes up. So the Super Bowl halftime performance. What a time of the year where some of the most famous moments in music history has happened, as well as some of the most infamous moments in history. We have had some amazing performances, and we have had some very memorable performances every year without a doubt. It is a nationwide event and is watched by millions of Americans, let alone when it's watched by the whole world. In the last 10 years, I would say the production for the Super Bowl performance has really gone up a notch, and it gets bigger and better every year. Or at least it's meant to. Hey guys, it's Sheila K. Welcome back to my channel. That's right, today we are going to be watching the Weeknd Super Bowl halftime performance. I've already watched it before, but I'm going to rewatch it again with you guys, and we're going to talk about what makes it really great. As far as the Super Bowl goes, I will say the thing that makes the Super Bowl really special compared to other worldwide events is a lot of the time they have obviously very big artists who have built a legacy over a long period of time, and then when they perform their old hits, not only does the nostalgia hit you, but the production's very up to date. When a lot of these songs were made, the production was kind of where technology was at its best at the time. Obviously technology's improved a lot more since. Obviously production quality is a lot better, style is a lot more up to date now, especially with these kind of 2000s songs.
So Baby Boy by Beyonce in the original has the very dancehall 2000s strings, and it has a very minimal production, and it's a little bit slower. Whereas the one in the Super Bowl has a lot more layers of rhythm from the percussion. And there's no strings, and the bass line riff is a lot stronger, which means most of the sound is from the low end frequencies of the song, and it means that all that's really carried out is bass, and this then in turn creates more of an atmosphere.
So usually they're a little bit faster. I noticed in some of Shakira's, and she brought her old songs out when she performed. Production's a bit more minimal, just cleaner sounds in general. Obviously when you're going to try and play to a stadium of that size. So I guess with The Weeknd he didn't really have an audience. So I don't know if that was to his advantage or to his disadvantage, because yes, he had all the space to create the visuals he wanted, to really tell the story that he wanted, but obviously he doesn't have the kind of paid crowd that they have like on the little floor bit, to really hype him up, which is a shame. The paid crowd does help the larger crowd kind of get really hyped up. But obviously he had some kind of edge over like Michael Jackson in that sense, because obviously when Michael Jackson was doing big stage things, it was, stage production was very much at the beginning of its time compared to now. So yeah, from what I remember from The Weeknd's show, I remember it was set in Las Vegas, which was very cool. I remember as well, because The Weeknd requires so much reverb for that sound, the, echoey, spaced out, dark R&B sound. Yeah, I assume that dampened his live vocals a lot, which is why he kind of sounds quiet. So yeah, obviously the engineer should have upped his volume more, or maybe just toned down the reverb a bit more. That's what I remember. And I remember the choir, that was very cool. So yeah, let's get watching. Yep. We're gonna watch right now. Yes, I am wearing my glasses because apparently I'm very blind without them, so here we go. I'm not blinded by the lights, I'm blinded by my vision. Very cool visuals. That 3D thing is so trippy. Let's put both headphones on. Yeah, so this is what I mean by production. So the little choir of strings, again, very cool to build up that anticipation. Amazing, like, kind of biblical intro. Kind of sets the dark tone already compared to obviously a lot of halftime shows. Their thing is very much being happy and big and bright and, very commercial. Yep, the arpeggiator is coming in. can hear it's like boo 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 boo. I love this song. Fireworks, yes. Very good. So many, his flow is so rhythmic and he hasn't even like slipped up. Yes, the little Michael Jackson foot thing. Oh, that's the other thing as well with the Super Bowl halftime shows is, yeah, the cool thing is when artists do have alternate melodies and different ad-libs to make these songs that we already know like very nice and different. See, The Weeknd, the reverb doesn't help, so I can't really tell that much, but he's not known for being the most powerful singer in the room, but he does do nice belts, and like he expresses kind of higher notes very nicely. It's very smooth rather than powerful, but that was cool. Nice drum fills. Again, this is what I mean by production's different. It's not programmed drums, it's like a real drummer. See, I really wish he performed that song a little bit longer, but this song's very cool. Yes, the smoke. See, so when he does songs like this is, I think he should have had a backing track for his vocals, because if you're going to sing that quietly, you definitely need dubs. Again, very cool real guitar in the background. Nice alternate melody. Again, this is what I mean by updated. Like, it's just a lot more brighter compared to when he probably released the original. It's a lot more duller, the audio for the original song of this. This was one of my favourite performances. This was my favourite, I think. It's very artistic, the whole thing.
And I know she'll be the death of me and leave through both me. And she'll always get the best of me. The worst is yet to come. But I leave through both the beautiful.
Understandably so, he is going to be a bit out of breath. All those lights. They are really sweaty concert lights. Again, that real bass, so much heavier than the original, it slaps so hard. It reminded me how much I loved the song again. So yeah, so unlike the original, that silence with when it's only just those harmonies, it does this thing where, like an EDM, like when the drop is building up, so it has that tension and then it releases back into the kind of big chorus, and it makes the chorus feel bigger, which, you know, the original's very formulaic in the way it's produced. And the drum hits it back in again. And I love the way they stand back in control again. Very choreographed. Again, very, very cool transition with a real band. And it's nice to see The Weeknd smile and enjoy himself, because I've always seen him being branded as like a dark artist. So notice when he messes up on a run, he tries to compensate back for it. Take it step by step. That's how clear it should have been. But then the next line, he compensates for it for going, he does like eyes to make up for when he messes up. So when he messes up on a run, he tries to compensate for it again on the next line. So yeah, when he does legs, again, notice he goes legs because he's obviously out of breath, and it was kind of a good opportunity to not sing perfectly because it's the end of the verse, I guess. And then when he does this next line, the "you've been scared of love," again, in the original he doesn't do that, but here, like I say, that was a very nice line. Love. The thing with the Weeknd's voice, he hasn't got a lot of depth behind his voice like other singers, like not a lot of grit. So it sounds very airy the way he's singing, but that's obviously because he's obviously running out of breath. So again, I love the live band. Drum fills, guitar, funk guitar. I feel coming back. Singing the third instead of the main melody. See, I feel like if you're not a Weeknd fan, you probably wouldn't appreciate this song coming on, because I think most people who want to watch the Super Bowl, they want the bops, they want the big poppy dancey songs. And you do need to balance it out, but if you kind of compare it to someone like Beyonce, she has her more slow R&B bops, and then she again then has the faster pace pop songs next. So I think this would have been a good opportunity to have brought out a guest. I know he didn't want to bring out a guest, but I really feel like it just would have, I don't know, I feel like it just would have kept the pace going rather than kind of an abrupt pause. I like the little hey! Again, makes it kind of lively. I love that dance move. I'm so gonna do that in the club next time. I love the strings. This was so, I remember being so wowed by this part of the production. It just sounds so nice. Very glamorous. This is the clearest his voice sounds in the whole show. Okay, so what I've also noticed with The Weeknd, hence why he doesn't sound so loud, he sings very closed. So instead of kind of wide open, like, ah, he's doing like, so if I was to sing it, so I'm never confused. Like, that's as open as you can get, but he's very much never confused, or very ooh, very closed. So it's used, so that you is very very closed, rather than used, you know, not a lot of depth. This definitely makes, the choir definitely makes it more cinematic, which matches the aesthetic. So again, the ho, instead of like a oh, you know, he doesn't do like a oh, he does like a ooh. with this song, he could have done a lot more with his voice, given how much space there is, but he's just making his words very, very short and snappy. Very nice pitch. Very clear. Wow, he held that for a long time.
So notice at the end, The Weeknd doesn't just end it on this perfect chord. He actually has this jazzy chord first. And that kind of chord is usually used for kind of spy movie soundtracks, James Bond. Michael Jackson used it in his Smooth Criminal theme. And Beyonce used it when she performed Independent Women, which was obviously for Charlie's Angels. It definitely adds more drama and makes it a bit more cinematic.
So this is cool when they're on the field. See, again, Weeknd fans would really appreciate that. So House of Balloons. So for all of you that don't know, House of Balloons was like his first EP before he was like really signed and became mainstream.
Then later released after he was signed to EXO and his compilation album.
And this is where like the start of kind of dark R&B in like the mid-2010s was finding its feet. And this, yeah, led him to getting signed, I guess, and stuff. So this is really nostalgic for true fans out there. And obviously a song that isn't boppy, again, probably wouldn't mean that much to non-Weeknd fans. He does a lot of haze. A lot of James Brown haze. Good transition. The production is slightly bigger than the original, again with the real drum. The snare is a bit harder. Guitar's a little bit louder. So again, the do too much, very close. Do, he's not doing like a do too much. Choir makes it sound really good, really big. This is so cool. That was a really nice run. Just again, like I say, the problem is the reverb takes away so much depth and makes it so much airy. You can't really hear precisely what he's singing. So again, I'm blinded by the lights. Very closed. No, instead of I'm blinded by the lights. Well, I guess that's his thing. I think for like a proper like concert big arena situation. I think my criticism would have been just some notes. Maybe he should have just tried to be a bit more open. And like I say, a few more dubs as well, because his voice just sounds very like airy. Fireworks at the end, very nice touch, very aesthetically pleasing.
The National Football League thanks you for watching the Pepsi Super Bowl 55 halftime show. After
You're
the game,
welcome.
go to NFL.
Okay, so overall, my take on the Weeknd's performance, it was really, really good, really entertaining, very cool and cinematic, very, like, there was a lot of space, like, between the choir and stuff, like, it was very big, very, like, wide, rather than kind of, like, closed. Oh, but obviously it's gonna be, you want that atmosphere for like an arena kind of environment. But I will say, like, I definitely think he should have had more dubs in his vocals, as I said earlier, and I think a guest would have been cool, you know, just to again, surprise you, keep the surprise factor in it, keep you, you know, not knowing what's gonna happen next. I think something like Love Me Harder with Ariana would have been cool to revisit that song again. I think collaborations in general live is always going to be interesting and fun, because you just don't know what the artist is going to bring to the table, and mashups are usually quite cool in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I definitely think as a critique, maybe The Weeknd could have been a bit more surprising. But no, I know he spent a lot of his own money to make it happen. And like, yeah, while he's not quite the same kind of performer as Whitney, like with the vocals, or Michael Jackson with kind of the overall big dances, big numbers, but like he brought his own thing. It was very, very artistic, and that's what you can ask for in an artist, just as long as they're authentic in what they're doing and they make the most of what they can do. Yeah, you can't really ask for any more, and it's definitely better than being manufactured and doing things you're not very comfortable with doing, or things that don't seem effortless. Like, I think that's what makes The Weeknd really enjoyable too. He looked like he was very much enjoying himself. It looked effortless. And he did do cool moves every now and then, and that's the other thing. You don't want to just bring out the big numbers like every time. You want to pick and choose your moments when you are going to bring more energy and stuff on stage. But yeah, I think as well, like I said with this whole closed vocal, I think in the context of like an arena or like a stadium, you want to be open, you want to be wide, you want to bring that warmth to like a big kind of venue like that. Like that closed sound might work really, really well acoustically in like a smaller environment, but for something big, maybe I would appreciate if he was more like open arms, big loud vocals, open. But yeah, that's my take on it. Let me know in the comments below if you disagree. Let me know if I missed things out. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to hear more music commentary, click up there. And if you want to see more covers, click down there. Thanks for watching. Bye!